Welcome to Speed Bump Garage. My name is Kent, and today we are doing a completely unplanned video. I woke up this morning and got on Facebook Marketplace as I typically do, and I found a truck that I feel like I just have to have. And I typically wouldn't bring you guys along for this because I don't really have a plan for the truck right now, but I'm kind of limited on things I can do. Some of you may know I'm on crutches from an accident I had. I actually broke my heel, so I can't walk without crutches right now. So shop work has been difficult. The channel's kind of slowed down. I haven't put out a lot of content, so I thought I'd bring you guys along. This is one of the first things I've purchased since I've been on crutches. I've actually had to pass up on a few things that I thought were good deals because I couldn't buy them. I've had to steer clear of anything that's a standard. I don't have a clutch foot right now. There was a motorcycle I really liked on Marketplace that I thought would be cool for the channel. I had to pass on it because I can't shift it. Just has me really slowed down, and I'm excited. I can put partial weight on my leg right now, but I still have to have the crutches. But I'm excited to go get a vehicle for the channel. Like I said, we have no plans for this vehicle. I'll actually go ahead and tell you what it is. I think it's a 80s Chevy square body. I think he said it's an 84. I may be wrong on that, but I'll show you a few pictures of it here. I've never met this gentleman, but the truck, as you can see, has been on fire. It has gotten hot. Definitely the engine bay and the cab are toast. It looks like it's got a good short bed on it. Now, I remember when this truck caught on fire. I don't know the guy, but we've got some mutual friends, and there was a Facebook post. If I remember correctly, he smelled gas and he stopped to pull over to see what was going on, and the truck caught on fire. And he wasn't far from his house, but he just couldn't get it out. And it was, I remember the post like it was yesterday. I think it was about a year and a half ago, but so heartbreaking. I think he's owned this truck for a very long time, and I can't imagine that feeling of just sitting there watching your pride and joy, a nice square body short bed, go up in flames. But apparently he's decided to part ways with it. I think, well, I don't want to say I think it's fixable. It definitely needs a cab. Haven't seen it. I've only seen a few pictures of it. Who knows what we're getting into? We'll see when we get there. I'm not going to be able to do a lot of filming there because I can't walk and film, but I'll try to maybe set the camera up on the tonneau cover. We'll winch it on the trailer and then get it home, and maybe Jack can help us do a walk around of it and kind of assess what we're getting. I'm excited about it. Finally, the channel's kind of been making me look like a Ford guy, and I'm not really a Ford guy. I'm not a Chevy guy. I'm a whatever's cool guy, and it's pretty hard to argue that a square body Chevy isn't cool. It's one of the coolest trucks out there, so let's go see what we can get. Well, we're here, and I don't see the pickup we're getting yet, but look at that four-wheel drive they got. I'm guessing it's not for sale. He said the burnt one's back in this pasture somewhere. There she is. Better get the truck turned around. I'll back up to it. So this is Ray. He is the original owner of this truck.
Yep.
And bought it brand new in what year did you say?
81.
81. And he had an unfortunate accident in this truck, which is probably the only reason we have the opportunity to get him to part ways with it.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about what happened on the day that it went up?
Well, I was just driving and smelled gasoline that died, and got out and throwed the hood up, and the whole engine compartment was on fire. So no way to put it out, so it just went up.
He just finished kind of a mild restoration on the truck. They repainted it and they put the Phytech fuel injection on it, and it's got the lift pump on it as the mechanical fuel pump feeding the high pressure pump under the hood. Suspect maybe a fuel line came off. There's no way to really tell. It's all melted, but
Yeah.
he definitely smelled fuel. And
Yep.
so you kind of your boys spent their childhood in this truck.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, my oldest was born in 84. This pickup's in 81. The other one born in 86. So they grew up, and when the oldest one graduated, I gave it to him for a graduation, and then he wanted something better, so I got it back from him, and I've had it since then.
I hate that it ended this way, but we will do our best to do something with it. Like I said, we don't have a plan for it yet. I saw it this morning on Marketplace. I think was that your daughter-in-law
Yeah.
had it on Facebook
Yeah.
Marketplace, and I remembered it when it caught on fire. I remember seeing the pictures of it, and just
Yeah.
it was heartbreaking to me. And I didn't know him or the truck, but now that I know that it was a one owner and he'd had it that long, that's devastating. And we're gonna do our best to try to give this story a happy ending. We'll either get it to somebody that can, or maybe Jack and I will be on the hunt for a new cab and front clip and see what we can do with the old girl. Ray, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Man, what a nice guy. I had no idea that truck was a one owner, and it turns out it's an 81. I think I said it was an 84 earlier. Said he bought it brand new in 1981 in New Mexico. Truck's been around a long time. It's had the same owner for a long time. That's an extremely sad story, so heartbreaking. That's a good reminder to keep a fire extinguisher in your hot rods. And I don't mean keep one in the trunk. We're gonna have to normalize keeping one in the cabin. I know it doesn't look the best, but I'm gonna try to make this a lesson for us. From now on, when we do our Willitrun and we're gonna go drive a hot rod, I'm gonna try my best to always bring a fire extinguisher so we don't find ourselves in this situation. I can't imagine the feelings that Ray was having. He literally had to run back to his house while his truck that he'd owned for 30 some years sit and almost burned to the ground. Luckily, the fire department did show up and got it out before it just completely melted it down, but obviously it did a lot of damage. So we will get a better look at it when we get it home. We'll probably wait on Jack to get there so he can help film. Look at the damage. We know we probably need a cab for sure. It's kind of crazy. This truck, he said, had been tipped over in a low-speed crash and it dented the roof of it. So the truck's had a roof put on it, and it looks like maybe it was acetylene welded on there and it's melted all the welds out. So I'm watching it in the rearview mirror, hoping the roof don't peel up on it because the fire melted everything out of it. But the biggest part, if it comes off, it might tear our bed up, which is about the best part of the truck, is it has a solid short bed. So we'll see you guys when we get back to the house. I'll quit rambling now. All right, we got it home. Let's see what Jack's first impression is.
Well, when we pulled in the driveway, I actually didn't see it, but Dad told me to look out the window, and I thought he was crazy for a minute.
It's a little crispy. It is definitely well done. Why don't you give him a walk around, seeing how I can't walk?
First off, he got the front where obviously fire was.
So Ray said that the fireman opened that hood with an axe to put the fire out. Which it would have been junk anyways. The fire was obviously extremely hot.
Look at this. Is this an air cooler that melted?
That would be the air conditioner condenser.
Oh, okay. Look, there's just... melted.
One thing positive I'm kind of seeing is the fire in the engine bay stayed mostly up high. You can see the tires didn't melt. Doesn't look like the frame got too hot. I had to take that door shut because it kept flinging open. But
Oh yeah.
the cab got really hot.
Yeah,
It went full meltdown mode.
I kind of looked in there a minute ago. I don't think we can salvage anything in there.
I mean, the dash is sagging down, the steering wheel fell off. It definitely got really toasty in here.
Yeah.
Oops, pushing buttons on my key fob. So, not much we can use in here. We definitely need a new cab, a complete new cab, if we're gonna do something with this.
And it looks like our bed's completely.
The bed is pretty decent. The front panel on it got a little hot, but it doesn't look warped.
It's on the inside. Yeah, it's not bad.
All the tires held air. I didn't have a way to air them up there, but I just backed it up to the shop and put air in them. They're all holding air, so hopefully we can get it off the trailer a little easier than it went on. It went on crooked and we almost got in a bind. I'm sure you've seen us in the time lapse. We had to hook it to his Ranger and pull it over to get the steering wheel to turn. He did get into the tailgate a little bit when he was pushing it back in the pasture. He said he was just heartbroken and he wanted to push it out of the way where he couldn't see it anymore, and he wasn't really thinking about salvaging anything. You know, it's not that bad. It kind of stinks, but the bed is still really decent. Back bumper's good. It has brand new exhaust on it. It's got Flowmasters all the way out the back. This side has a little bit of rust showing up behind the wheel. He did have a repaint done on this truck not long before it burned up. This truck originally was the blue, gray, blue two-tone, which is my favorite of the square body two-tones. I kind of wish he'd have stuck with that. But this side, same thing. Cab got really hot. Fire stayed high. Didn't even pop the tires. These are the tires that were on it during the fire. Frame looks pretty good. So basically what we're looking at, I think we got a good chassis, exhaust system, rear end, bed, transmission maybe. The transmission doesn't look like it got hot. I crawled under there a little bit ago. And the engine, I don't know.
Definitely got toasty in here.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm sure they probably got water down it when they were putting the fire up. It is not locked. I did get it to turn.
That's surprising.
So it's not just full of water. So I know you heard him kind of briefly say he had this Phytech fuel injection put on there. This Phytech setup, rather than put a high pressure pump in the fuel tank, it was still running this mechanical pump down here. You see that? It still had the mechanical pump on it feeding this. This is a little fuel reservoir with a high pressure pump in it. So this is basically a lift pump feeding this. This is a high pressure pump. High pressure pump was feeding that, and then I believe there's a return line coming back to this. That is a quick and easy way to add fuel injection to something that's carbureted that has a mechanical fuel pump on it. When that becomes problematic is when you have a fuel leak. So he's just speculating. He smelled gas really bad, got out, and the truck caught on fire. It had to have been one of these fuel lines busted loose. Where are you going?
I don't know.
One of these fuel lines busted loose and lit off. But he did say this Phytech, when it was working, made this truck run way better than the carburetor. So he was happy with it while it worked. One thing I didn't do is check the fluids. So let's see what they look like. Please don't be water. Well, if it has water in it, I think it's safe to say it's below the dipstick. It's not full of water for sure. That actually smells like gas. Definitely has a little bit of gas in the oil. Transmission fluid. We don't want this to be black. Ooh.
Is that metal?
That is, looks like chars from the fire.
So I'm guessing that's not good.
I don't know. The fluid doesn't smell burnt. I guess if a guy was going to try to use that, he'd probably drop the pan on it and just take a look at everything. Probably definitely going to need, I don't know if it needed a front seal or not. That's another thing. As far as this engine,
All the seals.
I don't know. If you have experience with a fire engine and not a fire engine, but an engine that's been in a fire, maybe let us know in the comments what you've experienced. It doesn't, kind of the same thing. The fire stayed up high. We definitely cooked the Phytech. Come over here to this side. The valve cover, this valve cover looks good. It has these cast aluminum valve covers on it. That one melted.
Oh yeah, is that why that one's like looks warped over there a little bit?
No, I think they have a little bit of radius to them from the factory, but I don't know. It's definitely been really hot on the top end. The guy's definitely gonna have to take it apart for all the new seals and everything, but you know, maybe since you can see the fire didn't go much below the valve covers as far as where the heat was, so maybe our rotating assembly's good. Maybe the heads are good, I don't know. Definitely let us know if you have any experience with this. Let us know what you think we're gonna run into. I'm really confident that the chassis is in good shape. We need a cab, front clip, maybe an engine, pretty much everything.
Where are you gonna get all this stuff?
Hopefully somebody watching this video will comment and say they got it. I don't know, there's lots of farm trucks around here. Maybe we may end up getting a 3/4 ton, but really this is an 81. I think we need like an 81 to 87 cab and front clip. There's lots of Suburbans around here, so we can pull the front clip off of the Suburban, but we really need a pickup cab. Definitely need a pickup cab. I don't know for sure if we're gonna do anything with it, but that's what it is. It was cool hearing Ray's story on the truck, and I will definitely think twice before taking any of my hot rods out without a fire extinguisher. He said all he could do was cry, wait for the fire department to show up, and took a few pictures, got the skid steer and pushed it out in the pasture, and that's all she wrote. And I don't know, we may start gathering parts and do something with it. What you guys don't know is Jack is 13 now, and he's gonna need a vehicle pretty soon. And for Jack to have a vehicle,
I have to work on it.
he's gonna have to get it going. We're not gonna go buy him a new truck. Now, this truck is an option.
Yeah.
We have 2 other trucks that you guys have not seen that are also options. I really love a square body. These are solid trucks. Both of the other trucks we have are a little bit older, which may be a better option. I don't know. We're gonna have our eyes open for parts for this one, and we still have the other 2, but probably a year at most we need to make a decision and get to work.
Yeah.
I kind of envision this, we'll stick it together, and we're not going to do a fancy paint job. We will paint it ourselves. Jack will paint it himself. We'll get it going, and he will have a truck that he can use. I don't want to make it so nice he can't go fishing in it, hunting, trapping.
Yeah.
We're going to make a farm kid truck out of whatever we do, and this may be the right unit. You like this one?
Yeah, I do.
Is this one your favorite of the 3?
I'm not sure yet. I'll have to decide. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back on projects, mechanicing in the shop. soon. I hope I can walk within the next couple weeks without crutches, and I'm excited to bring you guys along for more projects. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.